phenomenal podcast today. We're going to be having the men live from the Bart Hall show. We're going to have Bart, Pat, and Bill joining us in a few minutes down at the Long Beach Convention Center live right in front of the convention center. This is going to be very exciting. We'll get to hear about all the great things that are going on at the Bart Hall show, which opens tomorrow morning. It opens up at noon tomorrow. We're super excited to find out everything that's going on down there. And we got the guys that know the inside and out to what's going on. We have the man Bart Hall, Pat McDonald, and Bill Varney joining us in just a few minutes. Real quick, though, let's touch. It's Okuma Wednesday. We always talk about Okuma products on Wednesday, and today's a perfect day to talk about it because Okuma's a big sponsor of the Bart Hall show. They got their own stage up there. They're going to be bringing in some of their pro staff, doing some seminars. I'll be there doing seminars, and y'all know I'm pro staff with Okuma, so it should be phenomenal. And we'll show you a couple of products that Okuma has coming up that you can get a hold of. So we'll show you those a little later in the show. And I want to thank Okuma for being a part of Wednesday's shows, always there to support your saltwater guide. So thank you very much, everyone over at Okuma. And then Justin Botrell ended up last night catching full limits for passengers and crew, and they were throwing back legal lobsters on their last pull because they didn't have anywhere to put them. They had full limits for everybody last night. So those of you that watched that show, thank you very much. That was an incredible audience we had last night. Probably the biggest, and we've had some huge audience, but I think last night was the biggest we've had so far. And Justin will be going live again tomorrow night, and then he'll be going live on Saturday night for that tournament, first time ever. And then big time Sunday night, Captain Dave Hansen will be Justin's deckhand. Amir K, the comedian that we had on the show, he's been traveling all over the world touring with Theo Vaughn. He'll be on the boat with us. Between him and I on the deck, it ought to be a hilarious night on Sunday night. So you don't want to miss that. And without any further ado, let's see what's going on down in Long Beach right now. This is crunch time. This is the show's going to be opening up tomorrow. I bet you boys are a little stressed out down there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Dave. How's it going?
Oh, I'm super excited to come there. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. What's going on, Pat? How's it going? How's the setup?
Everything's going a little too smoothly. We're a little bit worried about that because when things go this smoothly, you never know. No, we're excited. We're actually thrilled the way the whole thing's going together. Yesterday was our first day of setup. It's kind of a half day kind of thing. We got everyone here about noon, and all the boat guys got their stuff in. It's just absolutely beautiful there in the sports arena, and then we put some more boats in there, and then some of the retailers were moving in. So then we set up the outside area, the front area. Progressive has got all their signage up. They're our title sponsor. So yeah, the 76th annual Hall show, family show is going on for the next 4 days, and I guess you might say, well, the Hall family knows how to put on a show after all those years, and I think maybe we finally we're coming back in our second year, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're very excited and not nervous at all.
Well, good. I'm looking forward to being there Friday afternoon. My plane lands at 3:30, and I'm driving straight to the show to go say hi to everybody, shake Bart's hand, say hi to all my fans. I can't wait to see you, Bill Varney and Pat, but I want to walk right up and shake Bart's hand. Thank you for having me at your show, Bart. I'm super excited to be there. I promise I will not let you and Jenny down. I'll do my very best. I told Kelly this morning, this is probably the first time in my life I'm a little nervous about doing a seminar because I don't want to let you down.
Dave, you can't let us down. You are the best seminar speaker, the best person to promote sport fishing that I know. And Jeannie's the one who really got me paying attention to you, to tell you the truth. My wife loves what you do. We think you promote sport fishing better than anyone. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's kind of like you and me, our dads. Our dads kind of had a big thing to do with us in this promoting of sport fishing. And we know how near and dear it is to your heart. And it's also the same with mine. Our dads grew up together in this industry. And then here we are, just keeping the legend going. And I am super excited to be there. So, Bart, what's going on up there? What do you got going on? What's it look like?
It's looking okay. They're right now, all the major tackle guys are in there, and they're filling their booths up with product. and it's a lot of product. I'll tell you. Uh, there's a lot of great specials that are going to be here. I don't know how long they'll last, but there's going to be some really good deals in the first days. And you know, a lot of people, that's what they come for. They come to do the deals. But for me, what I try to do is though follow my father's advice and provide a full day's worth of family entertainment. And to that end, both Bill and Pat have worked to put things together. We have the best seminar schedule I think we've ever had. We're sitting out here we're sitting near the Kids Fish Free Trot Pond, and we have an air gun range over here. We have the Great American Duck Races. We have casting in the city for the kids. We have the right down below there is the Ultimate Air Dogs, sponsored by Turner's Outdoorsman, and we just got a lot of stuff going on here. And I think I'm really anxious to get going and see how people like it. I'm sure they will, but I always get kind of nervous. And then we got the largest fly fishing section of any outdoor recreation show in the western United States. We've just got a lot of stuff going on here. And I was just walking around a few minutes ago, and there's stuff I forgot was even here. You know, there's a BB gun range in here. I never forgot. We didn't have that. And, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. And we want to create more anglers. We figure out this top pod that we're sitting here that we probably have created at least 1.5 million anglers. I mean, we've had 1.5 million kids go through this. How many that created, we don't know, because they got married, had kids, grandkids. So we're really proud of that stuff, and that's what we want to do. I don't really care about selling tackle. However, I do love Okuma. Okuma has done more for this industry out here than just about anybody. Now, so is Daiwa and Shimano, but Okuma is really involved, working really hard, and I support them because they support us and they support the community and they support CCA.
Yes, they do. They're big part. Pat, what do you got?
Well, you know, this show is a lot of things. It's the whole outdoor kind of experience, and I think that's the way the show is going to go. I mean, if people are going to go in there, you're going to see some beautiful displays. You got all the retail. Come on, Dave. You got 7 retail areas in there, and there's probably another 15 or so that are smaller. Those are major retail areas, and they're all blowing out their stuff. So, not to belabor the point, but there's plenty of stuff to buy. But as far as the person coming here, you got to remember now, it's 15 and under, free to come in. So bring your kids. But when you come in, also the parking structure is completely open. The entire parking area is open. We do not have the issue with the
Grand Prix
with the Grand Prix in Long Beach like we did at the end of March. That was a very difficult thing to bring back a show at that time, but we did it. And all the vendors are just really thrilled with the way, not only the way the show is laid out, but the way it's continued on, and the way that the Teamsters and everybody here are working with the staff to put on a great show and get everything organized for everybody. I think when people walk through those doors, they're going to be very, very excited about the future of the Bart Hall shows. And I know certainly everybody, the 3 of us are here, and I know that when you see it, you will be too.
Oh, absolutely. I know it. I'm excited. I mean, I've been talking with Bill Varney every Wednesday. We've been both talking about how great we think this is going to be, and I know it's going to be. And look at Mother Nature. Look at how it took care of you, Bart. Look at this. The sun is shining. That is
76 tomorrow.
76.
76 Saturday. It's amazing. By the way,
happy
I
birthday.
love that show you did with you 3, Wes and Bill and you did. That was a really good show.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. And they're both going to be at your show. Wes will be there tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Right, exactly. We're really excited about seeing Wes and finding out all about Cabo surf fishing.
Oh, there's going to be so many great seminars, so much great stuff going on. And the weather, I cannot believe how the weather just said, we're done. We're done with the rain. We're done with the wind. We're going to make this a spectacular weekend. And look at that. You guys have actually got the sunshine, and Bart's got his sunglasses on. That is pretty incredible. Bill Varney said he was down at the beach this morning looking for sand crabs, and it was absolutely flat calm. That's pretty cool for what's been going on leading up to this. It kind of was looking kind of hairy for a minute, but I think we're in. I think it's going to be spectacular. I can't wait. What I was really excited about yesterday was the video that Pat showed of the guys over there at Turner's setting up their booth and telling everybody about all the great deals they got going on. Turner looks like it's got a huge footprint in the show. Is that correct?
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going over there to buy stuff. I'm going to buy stuff at Turner because I can't get it free from the reps.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than what they're selling.
Yeah, I've been over there with Mike, and we've been watching, doing some videos with him, and just looking at how it's all going. Lori, say hi to Lori. I haven't seen her for a while. That's, of course, that's one of the things about this show. You're going to see all the friends you haven't seen for a long time, and that's a big part of the show for the vendors and for the people who come to the show. But yeah, Turner's just has a huge area. And in fact, I was talking to Mike, and I said, "Hey, how about next year we kind of expand the hunting aspect of it? You know, let's expand that. You can't be guns and ammo, maybe, but maybe we can do like accessories and that kind of thing." So he was like, "Yeah, that sounds like good, but let's get through this show first." But you should see the stuff they have there. It's just deal after deal after deal, and the ads are on hallshows.com and also Turners.com. You can see all that.
Hi.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of. Yeah, Turner's is a big part of this show, and we're very happy with how they have supported the show.
Who's Bob Sands?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Bob Sands. You got Islands Tackle. I mean, we're mentioning, look, Tackle Traders got 40 feet. I mean, there's it's just, believe me, you're not going to have a problem finding a gaff, anything with a hook in it, a rod and a reel, whether it's new, used, refurbished. It's and it's the latest stuff. So almost every rod and reel manufacturer here. CalStar's back this year. We're very excited about their stuff.
That is very cool. I am so happy that CalStar's back. We had a long conversation the other day. We were both in tears. It's great to have them back. What a great company.
Absolutely.
Love it. And when I started as a rep, and a lot of people don't know this, I didn't know shit from Shinola. And Leon kind of took me under his wing and kind of taught me what I should be doing and how I should act. And it was, I really felt close to that. So anyway, it's really great. I'm very, very happy that this is going on.
Yeah. I think for people looking for tackle here at this show, there's over $1 million worth of inventory on the floor here. So there's going to be some incredible deals. There's going to be some blowout deals. You know, as you said, Dave, I don't know if people want to get here early on the first day to make sure that they're in on everything, but it looks like the inventory is such a fantastic inventory on the floor here at so many good deals that it's really going to be exciting. Whether you're here with the kids or whether you're looking to buy gear or whether you want to talk to all of the pros here. They love to talk to people about long range, surf fishing, bay fishing, lake fishing, freshwater, saltwater. It's all right here at the show.
No, it's going to be incredible. And then the thing that I think is spectacular is how involved you are, Bart and Pat and Bill, with CCA, because that is a huge thing that we all need to support. I'm going to be spending my free time at the show in the booth, making sure that we get everybody in there to donate, because CCA, if we don't keep this fishing thing open, there won't be a Bart Hall show. There won't be a Pacific Coast Sport Fishing show. There won't be a Your Saltwater Guide. There won't be Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. We've got to keep fishing open. And at the end of the day, CCA California is our only voice at the table. So why don't we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, but I want to talk about CCA because Pat, Bill, and Bart, you guys are all very, very involved in this. And I think we need to run this down everyone's throat here because how important it is. Everybody that's watching loves to fish. Everybody that's watching loves to take their grandkids and their kids fishing. And we are really getting to the point where they are wanting us to not fish anymore. So let's talk about CCA and what's going on at the show, if that's okay.
Sure. Let me just kick off just talk a little bit about that. When people arrive, if they haven't bought a ticket online or whether they have or not, they can join CCA outside. There's going to be a tent there. They will be able to join for $60, and with that $60, they get in a membership. They get some free swag. They always hand out the annual membership, and they get into the show for free for $10. I mean, it's basically for $60 they get into the show for free. Now that's normally it's $50 package, but they add $10, and so basically you join CCA for $60, you get into the show for $10, and then if you want to enter the Star Tournament, which we'll talk a little bit more about that more extensively here, that's $80 if you don't enter at the front of the show. But if you go into but if you do, it's $90. You get in for that. That includes your entry into the show plus your star tournament for the year,
Right.
and your membership,
Right.
and then the lifetime.
Definitely.
We sold 26 lifetime memberships for $1,000, and then you sign up for that inside really or outside, and then you go in and fill out the paperwork, and you are in the hall shows for basically the duration of your life here at Long Beach. You get one ticket every year to get in for free, plus all the other stuff that they're donating. Plus, you're really joining an organization that's going to protect your right. It's kind of like the NRA of sport fishing. It's a nationwide organization. So, and in that Star Tournament, which we'll talk about a little bit more, Bill might have a little more about it, but it's new this year, and they've got a $60,000 West
Parker
18-footer with a
150
horsepower and
outboard
trailer.
on a Honda outboard on it.
So that's up for grabs, plus a ton of other
Fantastic.
prizes they've got. So it really behooves people to find out more about it. And the CCA has a huge area inside, and they'll be telling you all about the Star Tournament, about what they're doing on the political end of it,
and then what people can do as volunteers and members, to make fishing better for everybody else.
But you can get in for $10 if you join outside. That basically I'm trying to tell you is you join outside there. You fill out the paperwork inside, but you get in basically for free if you join outside the show. But nevertheless, whatever you do, make sure you go over to the CCA, find out more about that Star Tournament. It's also online. We have quite a bit about it in our program. That you can get the door, the progressive show program, and to get a bag, come on in and just spend a day here and check it out. But make sure you go to CCA and join up, whether you do it outside the show or inside the show.
Right. You can do it in both places, and you'll find the outside the show booth next to the will call window, which is right next to the ticket windows there. So it's very easy to find after you park to come in and join CCA, get into the show for free or $10, however you want to look at it. But let's talk a little bit about the Star Tournament, if we can. The Star Tournament is new to California. It's introduced by CCA. CCA, who's a national organization, is in, I believe, 21 different states, not only along the coast, but it's got a couple of inland states, too, who support the Coastal Conservation Association. If we think about the Star Tournament, it's going to be run from Memorial Day to Labor Day. It's going to allow you to catch a number of different fish in different categories. It doesn't have to be the biggest fish. You just have to tape it out. You get a special tape for it. And then you enter it on an app that they will download for you. That will be easy to do. And then there'll be drawings basically every week for prizes all along there, giveaways. And then at the end, the overall winner will win this beautiful $60,000 boat. Now, partner. Now, the thing is about the Star Tournament is that it started in Texas. It's made its way to Florida. When you go to Florida in the Star Tournament, there's 40 or 50,000 people entered into the tournament. Here in California, this is our first year. So that means that, it's going to be a couple thousand people into the tournament, and you're going to have a really good shot at winning some incredible things all the way up to the Parker skiff. So we're really excited about it. It's a great fundraiser for CCA California, but more importantly than that, it gets more and more people, more and more anglers, men, women, children, everybody involved in fishing here in Southern California.
And one thing is that the CCA booth has moved. It used to be as you walked into the hall. Well, now they're up in the middle of the hall, and they're directly across from Bob Says Fishing Tackle, right next to CalStar. They have H&H Marine on their left, and the Daiwa Seminar area is just above them. I was just in there. They got the boat in the space. They're putting all their CCA literature up. It's going to be a really good looking spot. It's right in the middle of the show.
And you're right there, Dave, with your seminars. You've got 4, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday.
Yep.
The first 2 will be with Larry Hansen, as you can tell everybody about that. And then a couple hours later, you'll be doing seminars by yourself, so everybody can put their seatbelt on and their helmet on and get. I suggest people don't get near the first 2 or 3 rows, because
The slobber lane.
The slobber lane. It's like, ha, it gets going, boy. So, no, it's going to be fun. And tell them about, Dave, tell them a little bit about the gifts you're going to be giving for kids. I think that's really an awesome thing you're going to do as part of your seminars.
Yeah, so my sister stepped up to the plate big time, Bart, Pat, and Bill. She ordered up 100 shirts, children's shirts for the show. So I have all that plus a bunch of kids club stuff, all coming from Dana Wharf. Then Promar has donated enough hats to make sure every child gets a hat. And then Akuma has done the same thing, stepped up. So every child's going to get a Promar hat and a Akuma hat. And then the other thing is the AFCO's stepping up. Deckhand Sports is stepping up. Everybody's going to have stickers. There's going to be swag coming from so many people just for your children, gang. So when you come to my seminars, I stop the seminar in the middle and I bring all the children up on stage, because that is the key to this whole industry is our children. Like I tell all the adults in the industry, you're not the ones I'm talking to today. I'm talking to the children, because the adults already have this disease called fishing, but we need to get these children involved. So that's what I think is the most important thing when I'm up on stage, is to make sure I keep all the children engaged in what we're talking about. You never have to worry about Captain Dave saying a bad word. You don't have to worry about that. I'm going to be kid friendly all the time, just like on every one of my podcasts. You can listen to my podcast as you drive around in your car. You never have to plug your children's ears. I'm always working clean, and I want to make sure that you understand that you can bring your children to the show. There's Bart and Pat and Bill have made sure there's plenty of stuff for the children to do, but you want to come see my seminar, and I want to make sure that you come. So I make sure that I bring enough stuff so that the children have a good time. And then right before they all walk off the stage, I get down to their level and I look at them all in the eyes and I tell them, listen, if Captain Dave says a bad word, you all get to come back up here on stage and get more free stuff. So that all of a sudden now they're all listening, which is very unique. If you can make them listen, I think you win.
It's not easy to make kids listen. They'll last about 20 seconds normally. But, you know, when they're listening for an adult's bad language, boy, that really clues them in.
Oh, yeah, and they get free stuff, which is pretty cool.
That's right. Something I want to say that I've been meaning to say the last couple of times we talked. We all need to thank your sister, Donna. And she does a lot for sport fishing. She does it behind the scenes. She doesn't ask for credit. She doesn't ask for recognition. She just gets it done. Thank you very much, Donna.
Yeah, my father taught her and I very well. We learned it's about giving back to the community like nobody's ever heard of before. So my sister, she's a pillar of the sport fishing community. She goes to all the meetings. She flies all over the United States, just like my father used to do. She goes to all the meetings. And then the big news, Bill Varney announced it on our show a couple weeks ago. Bart, she's going to be at your show in Del Mar. She's going to be at that women's symposium. And gang, this is someone you want to listen to, because there is nobody in the industry running from a woman's perspective, running a multi-million-dollar sport fishing operation, in charge of all the docks, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, the kids club, the whale watching, the sport fishing, 9 boats, 10 docks, the whole world going on. Like Bill Varney said, he would love to find out what's going on in Donna's little head there. So it's going to be exciting. You guys got another women's symposium going on at the show, though. You guys got Tony Bongos from BD Outdoors. She's going to be there running that women's symposium, right? That's kind of a big deal. We've never seen that before.
Yep, she's going to be the moderator. You know, it's going to be a freewheeling kind of discussion among the various women who are in the industry in various levels, and that's going to be 2 hours on Saturday at the Mammoth stage. It'll be 3:15 to 5:15, and that'll be right after the Department of Fish and Wildlife panel. So we use the same setup for that. So CCA, of course, is going to moderating the first one with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the second one will be with Tony Bango, who is their assistant director, and she does works with BD Outdoors. She has a great experience, and she's a lot of fun. So she agreed to moderate it, and the topics will be pretty free ranging, and because the women are in all aspects of it, from women's clothing to landings to work in the
to
boats,
writers, to editors.
Virginia Salvador, she owns her own charter business up there. So up in the Bay Area, she's flying down for this in addition to her own seminar. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I mean, Dave, you and I got to sit there and listen to it because it's going to be a blast to hear the women's perspectives on what it's like to be in the business, to get respect in the business, and to be successful in the business. And it's really no different than men. It's just that they have a little different angle on it because they are women, but we're extremely excited about the fact that the women is the highest, fastest growing segment of our industry. We want to keep that going.
Yeah, I want to say too, Dave, that I find it really interesting, about the gals and like how they envision, the future of the sport. What makes them different? Like, I'm really curious as to if you're going to go on an 8-day long range trip, like what does a gal take on the trip that guys wouldn't take? And more times than not, because I've learned so much from my wife, is that they're going to tell me something that they would take, and I'm going to put that in my in my toolbox to take myself. So that is really a great symposium. I don't know if I'm going to be able to break away from my booth to get over there, but I sure would love to. And I'm really hoping that it's going to turn out great, and there's going to be a lot of folks there to see it.
There's quite a few other seminar areas too.
Yeah.
You have 6 seminar areas, maybe 7 if you count the fly fishing, the demonstration, the casting ponds, the 4 stages. You got the bass tank.
Right.
I mean, there's a wealth of information at these shows.
We have the largest collection of marine electronics of any show in California, and they have their own seminar area, and they're going to be doing seminars telling us about how to use these new marine electronics. Johnson Hicks Marine has done that, and it's fantastic.
They have like 5 seminars a day, and these are all factory reps. So you go into some retail area and you're going to go ask about questions, and the person there really isn't going to know anything about that particular model or anything. These guys know what's new, how to use it, and when you tell them what model you have, if that's a Garmin or whatever, Ray Marine, they're going to be able to tell you how to better utilize your equipment as well.
Exactly.
And of course, Johnson Hicks is also going to be selling all of their outfits, all of their units at a reduced price, because obviously they want to sell a lot, so they're going to reduce their prices. So this is a great time to buy that stuff there, and to also just talk to the factory reps who are all going to be there. So come on by. It's a big area, and they got the seminar area right next to Johnson Hicks.
And Joe Donatini set that up because I worked for about 10 years to try to get local marine electronics people to come to the show. They wouldn't do it. And I happened to talk to him one day on something else up north. And he goes, yeah, I'll come. So he comes down, and he's been doing this now for almost 20 years. And he puts on a great display, great prices, great information. It's really exciting. He comes down to Del Mar too, but this is the bigger demonstration he puts on right up here. It's fantastic.
I was just over at his booth, and we were talking about the setup, where the seminar area is going to go, and how we're kind of changing things a little bit. I said, but look, Bart says, whatever Joe wants, give him. I go, so I said, just put it wherever you want, Joe. And so he's, I'm going to go over there and do a little taping with him to describe what some of the things that they're going to be talking about there and the deals they have. Those will be up on the Facebook page for Hall Shows at hallshows.com. You can access it through that.
And one of the reasons the marine electronics is so big is because we are actually the de facto boat shows in California. We have more boats in all of our shows than anybody else. There's well over 100 in Long Beach and in Del Mar, and there's almost 200 at the boat show that we're doing. So we didn't start out to do it that way, but we are. We've got boats, every kind of boats, fishing boats, pontoon boats, deck boats, go fast boats. We got them. We're ready to, and boat dealers are ready to make deals because they've been holding on to these things for about a half a year now, flooring them. They want to get rid of them. This could be the best time that I have ever seen in my lifetime to buy a boat. The interest rates are high, but the deals you're going to make are going to be fantastic. You can make the deal of a lifetime on these boats.
Absolutely. And, whether you're a surf angler, you're a bay fisherman, you're going out on the local half-day, three-quarter-day boat, long range, swordfish, all of those things are going to be covered by this full slate of seminars. So it's really important to come in, look at the seminar schedule, figure out how you want to plan your day out, and go and learn. And then these people giving these seminars, these are the top people in the industry in the United States on this information. So if you have any questions, write down your questions, bring your notebook, feel free to walk up and talk to each one of them. It's really going to be exciting.
Yeah. I was going to mention as far as the seminars and the schedules, when they come to the show, it's online, barthallshows.com. But also we have a 24-page glossy show program at the front. You can get your progressive bag and your free program. Come on in. And the program has a profile on every single seminar speaker, even you, Dave. And and Wesley and Bill, everybody,
absolutely,
everybody who's speaking, so you can see what their expertise is, why you should be listening to them. I mean, the Bass Band has what, 5 guys, 3 of the guys who won been U.S. Open.
That's
winners.
Right, the current U.S. Open winner.
Yeah, the current U.S. Open, Kyle Grover. So
our local.
Yeah, he's there. He's doing 2 seminars, I think, a day at least, and then Rusty Brown, Rich Tauber, Jason Collum. And Todd Woods. So we got a full slate. We got the Bass Band. It's going to be a great place. I think that's the best collection of bass guys that the show's ever had.
Absolutely,
to have those champions on the bass tank. So yeah, but make sure you check out the show program. It has all the profiles, and those profiles are also at paulshows.com, where you can buy your tickets before you get here. And we could also talk a little bit about the pre-show seminar for the surf fishing on Friday, because you can get into the show for free by doing the
absolutely
surf fishing pre-show. See Wesley and you.
Just $40. Yeah, just $40 for the pre-show seminar. Starts at 10 a.m. Goes from 10 to noon on Friday morning. Wes Broff is going to be here, flying all the way up with you from Cabo. Folks who haven't seen the pictures of the fish that he catches on the beach, just incredible stuff. Most people would hope to even have a shot at that on a boat, let alone down on the beach. But Wes is going to talk all about fishing down there. I'm going to talk about surf fishing up here. We're going to talk about rod and reel combinations, rigging, the baits that we use at the beach, how we hook those baits, present those baits to the fish. And then, of course, we're going to talk about one of the most important things is finding fish at the beach. I think when I'm thinking about myself, it's a little bit more difficult up here, just like sand crabs today. Got to look around for them. But as far as Wes is concerned, all he needs to do is put on his shorts, walk down to the water, make a few casts, and the next thing you know, he's pulling up a 30-pound Dorado on the beach, or a God knows what, lemon sharks. I was with him, a 550-pound lemon shark we caught, Sierra, yellowtail, you name it. He's getting it right off the beach. I think within a short time, we're going to see a wahoo off the beach down there. So he's going to come up. We're going to have a fantastic slideshow showing what we're doing down on the sand, and everybody's going to have a great time. And then when it's over, which is right at the opening of the show, nobody needs to go back outside to come back in. We've got a back door, lets them right into the middle of the show. They're going to get in there really before everybody else does. A good chance for them to get some of those early day bargains on Friday.
That is probably going to be the most important thing, gang, is to get in there quick and early as you can. I remember doing seminars there with you, Bart, and seeing all the people with all the bargains that they got at Turner's with the little flags on the top of their fishing poles. And then people looking at me and going, Dave, they don't have any more of the stuff over. They don't have any more of those rods over there. I'm all, yeah, you should have been here Thursday or Friday. I know you wanted to come see me speak, but you got to get there. You got to go. The show is so big. You got to be there for at least 2 days to see everything. And if you want those bargains, gang, you're going to want to be there Thursday or Friday to make sure you secure those bargains. Because I'm telling you, the show's going to be pretty packed up on Thursday and Friday. I've talked to a lot of people that are planning on going. They're going to go there and get those bargains. And then they're going to come back on Saturday and watch me speak. And that's what I was talking about earlier, Bart, is I'm pretty nervous because I just heard about all these great people in the industry that are speaking at your show. They're at the top of their game. And I'm like, well, I'm just Dave Hansen. I'm going to be there speaking. Come on. So I don't know. We lost. I can't hear you.
The best. I'll stop it.
Dave, I'm gonna step aside for a second. I'll be back in about 2 minutes. I want to get the program in front of me, and also I want to get a little additional charge for my phone so we don't get disconnected. Okay.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to talk about. Was go ahead, Pat. But gang, those of you that are saying you can't hear it, listen, these guys are in the middle of putting in the show. All three of these guys, there's Bart right there, Bill Varney and Pat. They're integral in the setup of the show. And the show is going in right now. It opens tomorrow morning. So they're out there on the ground at the Long Beach Convention Center. So just turn your volume up, put your ear a little bit closer. Elliot and I both know you're having trouble hearing, but if you put your ear close, you're going to understand. They're at show site putting in a trade show, the Bart Hall show. When you go there tomorrow, you're going to go, oh, now I know why. Now I know why it was hard to hear. You're look at where they are. You're going to walk right by there tomorrow and go, okay, I understand. Bart, one thing I wanted to bring up while Pat's gone, what about food? Are you going to have food this year like you've had in the past? Can't hear him at all.
We're sitting out here at the Progressive Plaza. You know, we got the Kids Fish Free Trout Farm behind us. Remember Blake? We have, you know, the Convict Lake Great American Duck Races. We have casting in the city with Brian Young. We have an air gun range, and then we have Turner's Outdoors, who sponsors our Ultimate Air Dogs down there. And it's right across from me. I'm looking at is Convict Lake. Convict Lake has a fabulous restaurant. Now, I am kind of prejudiced about that, I'll tell you, because before I was married to my beautiful and lovely wife, Jenny, I wanted to impress her. So I took her to Convict Lake Restaurant because it was the only restaurant I knew that was really good. And we've been going there our whole lives. And here they come. They bring their restaurant right here to the show in this trail that's out here. And they'll be serving meals all day long, every day. It's a limited menu compared to what the restaurant is, but you'll get a chance to taste some of the beauty of the Convict Lake food. And you know, they own several restaurants up in the Mammoth area, so they really know what they're doing. And I can't wait to. Matter of fact, I'm hungry right now. I kept hoping that they'd have it open, but they're not. They're still setting up. Yeah, it's not going to be ready for hours. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one of the good things as a speaker at your shows in the past is when I have a break in between to go outside there and get some food from one of your vendors, you always bring in the best food because as people know, if they look at me anyway, they know I love to eat, baby. And I love going out there in the patio and getting some of that killer food. Sometimes the very best food's got the longest line, but as a speaker, you kind of get to sneak up a little bit up the line, which has always been a good deal. And then as far as what's going on out on the floor, the exhibitors, the amount of exhibitors, when I saw the list that you put out the other day, I was just like, okay, everybody's coming. This is going to be pretty spectacular. So gang, you want to make sure you don't miss out on this. And then Bill Varney and Wes's to start the show seminar is going to be pretty spectacular. And Wes, anything you want to know about Cabo, you can ask him. The guy is a encyclopedia about Cabo. He's grew up here, lived here his whole life. He moved down here when he was 3 months old. This is kind of, he knows Cabo. So when you're there, you can ask him. And then as you all know, watching Bill on my shows every Wednesday, Bill and I do the show together. You know, Bill's a plethora of information as far as fishing in Southern California or anywhere pretty much, except on a boat because Bill gets seasick, but we try to get him out there whenever we can.
Too many sand crabs in my diet.
Right.
Yeah, let me tell you a quick story about Wes regarding, you know, what he knows, how much he knows. So Wes and I, he had a couple customers from Texas, and we picked him up down at the harbor in Cabo there, and we hopped in his new truck. It was brand new at the time, and we drove up to Magrino Beach, and we spread out probably a few hundred yards from one another. And this fella who was in between the two of us from Texas, visiting from Texas, he hooks a fish and he brings it into shore, and it comes up on the sand, and it wasn't a Dorado or a Sierra or anything like that. It was something certainly I had never seen. Well, he reaches down to, I think, take his hook out of it. And the next thing we know, boom, we see him fall over onto the sand unconscious. And Wes is on one side of him 100 feet, and I'm on this side. We go running over to him. And by the time we got to him, he had gotten back up to his feet. And we said, what happened? And he said, I don't know what happened. And Wes looked down at this fish, and I looked down at this fish, and we had neither of us had ever seen it before. So he took a quick picture with his phone and he called his dad on the phone right from the beach right there. And he said, "Dad, what kind of fish is this?" And he said, "That's a stargazer. Whatever you do, don't touch that fish." Well, that fish generates about 20,000 watts of electricity that it can store in its body, and it uses that to shock and kill other fish and then eat them. So this was this stargazer. So if anybody knows about Cabo San Lucas, fishing on the beach there, what kind of fish they are, it's Wes. There's no question about it.
Oh yeah, he's a plethora of information. I love talking to the young man. He's really, and he's a good human. He's just got a good heart. He's just a really good human being.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. All right, Pat, did you bring the magazine? We got some stuff going on. Plug in your phone. We'll take a couple seconds out of the busy day.
Oh, I got it.
We're all
good.
set
Yeah,
on the phone.
yeah, we're good. Yeah, I just need to make sure I had enough power to make sure we didn't get disconnected. So, you know, we got also, there's kind of an interesting Brian New, Wynn Industries, like a guy who does the West Coast vertical jigging system for bluefin. He's going to be on the accurate stage. Let me see, what time is that going to be? 2 o'clock every single day. So a lot of people really want to know about how to get that vertical jigging system, you know, and
exactly.
Even some of the captains were telling me, oh, that'd be great if people could get on there and already know what to do to increase their odds of getting bluefin and other species, but mainly bluefin. So every day he's going to be among the seminar speakers, 2 o'clock every day. Chad Gerlach, going to be hookup baits, going to be showing how to catch various species on his hookup baits.
Freshwater, saltwater, you name it. Wow,
saltwater. Yeah, Serge Vasquez will be here just for 2 seminars on Saturday and Sunday at 4 o'clock on the accurate stage, talking about swordfish, deep dropping for swordfish. So there's quite a bit of information out there, and of course, you know, your seminars are going to be wild and woolly and fantastic. I can't wait.
You know, we've got something here, Dave, that nobody else does. We've been doing it for a long time. We get to the people from the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and they are brave enough to come down and face us. And well, sometimes it gets a little interesting, you know. But they do that every year. They look forward to it, and we get to communicate directly with some of the leaders of the Department of Fish and Wildlife. They get to find out what we think. We get to find out what they think. And that is a very good thing. That takes a couple hours. And then Pat, of course, put together this symposium on women in fishing, and that's going to happen on that same stage. And I'm personally very excited about that. I can't wait I'm going to be there for every minute of that.
What time is the Fish and Wildlife? Are they talking on Saturday or Sunday?
That's going to be both of the California Department of Fish and Wildlife Symposium, moderated by CCA. That will be at 1:15 to 3:15, and then immediately after, from 3:15 to 5:15, will be the Women's Symposium. People can stop by and see portions of either if they want to continue on to walk around. And but we'd love to have everybody sit in and participate. And for any women who sits in the audience, they'll be able to sit there and ask questions, just like anybody at Department of Fish and Wildlife Symposium. But they'll be moderated a little bit differently. The Department of Fish and Wildlife Department of Fish and Wildlife Symposium will be a little bit more controlled. Questions have to be submitted in writing, and then they'll be posed to the panel from the department up there. The women's will be kind of freewheeling. Get a microphone out there, they can ask questions, and the women on the panel will rotate off the panel, and they'll be able to talk about their various experiences in their industry, and it's a more freewheeling and fun. So, but those will both be on Saturday at the Mammoth Stage Seminar, on the Mammoth Seminar stage.
Nice. I can't wait to listen to the Fish and Wildlife. Maybe I'll make a guest celebrity appearance over there and ask them a question.
Yeah, write them down. Write them down. Yeah, so Wayne Koto will be handling the moderating on that, as he did previous year, and he did a great job on it. So, yeah, so we're looking forward to both of those opportunities. You know, to see to something different at the shows. The show is just not a swap meet. You know, this is you're so many aspects to this show for so many different kinds of people. The fly fishing segment is there. We're going to grow that. You know, we grew it from last year, and so each year it's going to get bigger and bigger. and the overland. We've got a large area for overland. We have a very strong ambition to expand that, and it was so you got to get a foot in the door, and we did this year. So the show is just when you go in there, you're going to see these displays. It's like last year I thought was good. As our first opportunity to come back after 3 years or so.
Right.
2 years of COVID and 1 year of litigation, and then and this year I just think we're right there at the hump. We're coming over, and we're ready to. This is the year when people look at it and go, okay, we can see it's coming back as the biggest consumer outdoor show in the country again.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I just got a text message from someone. They're wondering, are you going to have handicap access there? There'll be any wheelchairs or electric scooters or anything like that at the show?
We'll have scooters. We will not. We can get a wheelchair from the, but we're renting mobility scooters for those that are handicapped. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That was their question. Yeah. Thank you, Bart.
Yeah, well, you know me, I'm walking with a cane, so I'm sensitive to that.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
And there's no question that fishing and the show in particular is inclusive of everybody. You know, that's one thing that's so fantastic about fishing in itself, and certainly the fishing industry, is it attracts every kind of person. Every single kind of person. And I've always thought over the years how amazing it was that, you know, I would go out on long range fishing, or I'm down on the beach, or I'm out in the bay. We rarely talk about politics or other things. We always talk about fishing. It's a commonality between all of us, and we all love it. We all have a passion for it. So we really encourage everybody to come to the show.
Right. And it's just good that it's starting out early. I like the fact that we have a show in January, then we have another show in February, then we have another show in March, and then it looks like that Ventura show, I'm not sure who's doing it, but they called me and asked me if I would come. So it looks like we got 4 shows in a row. The Bart Hall, Del Mar coming up right after this one, and then we got the PCS show, and then we got that Ventura show. So that's only going to be good for our industry. Our industry, like we said in the beginning of the show, is under attack from every corner of the globe. We can't even comprehend how hard it is just for us to take somebody and go fishing anymore. It's just unbelievable. So once again, I want to just talk about CCA and how important it is. Everybody that comes to see me at the CCA booth, gang, I'm going to request when you come up and start talking to me that you have to make a donation. It's so important that we got to, I don't want to sound like we're begging, Bart, but we know what it takes to fight this machine, and it takes money. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, Bill Varney summed it up really good the other day on our show. Dave Hansen, Bill Varney, Bart, we're all sitting in the audience at one of the MLP meetings, and we're not getting paid. And the people that we're talking to and trying to get our point, they're all getting paid. So it's important, gang. At the end of the day, CCA is pretty much the center of what this show's all about. Like Bart told you and Pat told you a few minutes ago, that booth inside the hall, it's not going to be shoved in a corner anymore. It's right dead center in the middle of all the action. And we're going to all be pushing for you to give us a donation to keep fishing open, gang. Because even if you don't like to fish, maybe your grandkids might want to fish one day. Or maybe your sister or brother or cousin or aunt, somebody in your family wants to fish. So let's all work together to keep this fishing thing open. Right, guys?
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
Dave, I'm the oldest of all of us here. So I've seen quite a bit here in California. And I've tried to be a part of organizations that I thought would do some good. The truth is, there has never been any organizations in California that had a chance of doing anything except for CCA Cal. And they are poised to help us. But even then, fishermen don't realize that every day they're a vote away, they're an edict away from having access to fishing reduced or taken away. It is not a joke. It's very serious, and CCA Cal is going to make a difference. They are making a difference already. But it's a groundswell organization. It's not an organization that just wants money from the top. They want it from the bottom, from the people. And that's what we're trying to do here. That's why we want you to join. So, because it's a groundswell movement, the more members we have, the better off we're going to be. The more clout we're going to have in Sacramento. That's just how it is.
Let me interject something there. The hall shows have been a very important cog in the machinery of trying to protect the sport fishing industry. I can't tell you, I can't list them all, but I can tell you the most significant one for me. I was editor of Western Outdoor News for 34 years, and I was part of the Gillnet committee back in late 1980s, and that was when Doris Allen had the Gillnet initiative. We tried to get through AB1, AB2, didn't get anything going, and we finally were working for signatures to get to, and we had to raise $1 million too to get those signatures. It's about $1 a signature to get something on the ballot. It was the only way we really could get the Gillnet initiative to get the nets removed from 3 miles away from the shore and around the islands. And it wasn't until Bart and Fred opened up the show. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Bill Poole urged me to really get our butt in gear and do something. And I was one of the first calls I made was to Bart and Fred, and to find what kind of access could they provide us to collect signatures and also push to raise money. And he said, whatever you want, we'll give you the whole show. Whatever you just do, tell us what you want to do. And that really was the impetus for us to gather the fundraising and the signatures that put that thing on the ballot. And I don't think anybody should doubt what I'm saying right here, because it's the absolute truth. And you can ask Bill Shedd or anybody else, that I think that if it had not been for the timing of the Hall show and the fact that the Hall family allowed us to come in and push that whole agenda at that time, but we would not have hit the $1 million signature mark, and we certainly wouldn't have raised the money that we did. So Gillnet's off the coast of California, I would say that the Hall family were as important as anything as anything else we did to get that passed as in 1980, 1990, 1989. So kudos to the Hall family. It's more than just a fishing show. It's a way for the industry to protect itself and promote itself.
Absolutely, gang. And if you haven't watched my podcast before, we do this Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Bill Varney, he's my guest every Wednesday. We talk about all kinds of stuff. Tuesdays is usually my political day, gang. And yesterday's show was no. Well, unfortunately, Pat, Bart, and Bill, it is a really political thing now just to go fishing. Even to go fishing on a pier is super political. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't sugarcoat it. You know, I'm not CNN. You're only going to get the truth here. And I can only tell you that we're under attack from every angle. My sister sends me stuff every day she's reading. Wayne Cattell sends me stuff all the time. Hey, Dave, you need to talk about this. Hey, you need to talk about that. This podcast is a super important thing in the fishing industry, because it's the only way we got to get our name out there with CCA. CCA is the only thing that's going to keep us fishing, gang. And Bart Hall and his father, Fred, my dad, Pat McDonald, these guys were on the forefront of this thing when we didn't even know that any of these closures were coming down the pipe. These guys were standing out in front before, waving the flag, trying to get us all involved. And like I said last year when this rockfish thing happened, we got to quit sucking our thumb and hoping that someone else is going to save us. We all got to be involved. We got to get together. The Bart Hall show, the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show, Akuma, Shimano, Daiwa, everybody's got to unite. We cannot keep disagreeing with each other. We all have to get together, or we're going to look up one day and we're not going to get to go fishing, and we're going to go, Bart, remember that time the only time we're going to get to fish is at Bart's show in front of the aquarium when the trout are swimming around in that pond, because they can't close the trout pond. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest, gang. It's crazy to see now they want our anchovies and our sardines. They want everything. They won't stop. They want everything. You guys can't even imagine how bad they want our bait. They want our bait now. Isn't that crazy?
They come up with something new just about every day, and I think a really good example of how volatile it is I know that some people out there recently saw that the state of California's legislature made it illegal, or is trying to make it illegal, for tackle football in California for kids who are seniors in high school and lower grades. We've been told that the governor is going to veto that, but that just shows you it came out of absolutely nowhere. Here's a sport that is a national sport, and the state of California is going to make it off limits. So fishing is the same way. We have to be proactive. The only way we can be proactive is being members of CCA California and also being volunteers for them, and then going out and protecting our right to fish and doing what's right. And even more important than that is our management of the resource. We need to have credible science to manage this resource, and we cannot just lay back and wait for opinions, particularly politically motivated opinions, to determine what the science is in our state. So very, very important to join CCA. And it's a great chance here at the show to come by and talk to Wayne and Chris and Tony and ask them questions about, the regulations, about fishing, about where we're going, and learn.
Right. So we got 5 minutes. I know you guys are under the gun here setting up a trade show. Bart, bring this thing home. Talk about it real fast. 5 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, well, I just want to finish up on that theme of the CCA. I always wonder, why can hunters get together when there's an issue, they band together, and why don't anglers? Well, I think I got it figured out. We all love it. We're passionate about it. It's so beautiful. There's nothing harmful about it. It's what men have been doing, and men and women have been doing since we crawled out of the cage. And we can't believe that anyone's going to try to stop fishing, but there's a bunch of them out there with lots of money who want us to stop fishing. They do not like it. They do not like that we do it. So anyway, that's very important. You have to join CCA. If we're all together, it's going to be harder on us. In the meantime, we're going to have a good time this week. We've talked about all the things that we have for kids, and all the seminars for adults, all the retail tackling you can have, all the cool things that you'll see here that you probably aren't going to get to see at any other sport shows. And we're just starting. Matter of fact, I'm already laying out the map for next year for something entirely different and bigger and better. And here's my phone ringing. I've been trying to hide it from you the whole time. I cannot get away from this darn thing. We're really putting together something nice here, Dave. And it isn't exactly where I want it to be yet, but it's really nice, really good, and it's going to get better and better and better every year. And we're really excited. I can't wait for the doors to open tomorrow, because I'll be scared to death, because I always am. I am always nervous. I always believe no one's going to come, but they do. and it's just. I
always believe everybody's going to come.
I know you do. See, that's why I got to have him around so he can keep me in check, because I'm just go crazy here. I love this so much that I want to make sure that it continues to go. And I want to thank Pat and Bill and all my staff, my wife Ginny, Susie, Pierre, Jonathan, all my family, my grandkids come and work here. It's just such a wonderful experience, and we're so lucky to have you back, Dave. We miss you. We're happy to have you here. That's when I found out you were coming here. I was genuinely, really, really happy, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be at your seminar, so you better be good.
I'm going to do my very best to do the very best that I possibly can to entertain everybody, gang. You can grab tickets right there. Elliot threw the QR code up. It's the only discounted tickets for the show unless you sign up for CCA. You can get a $2 discount. Or if you're listening, and there's a lot of people driving around listening, you're going to put in the code YSWG and the number 2024, and that's going to give you that $2 discount on the tickets. And but I'd rather you didn't do any of that, and I'd rather you just went to the CCA booth, gave a donation, and got in that way. That would tickle my heart. It would make all of us super happy. We want you all to come to the show. We want you all to be there. Bart, Pat, Bill will be very accessible at the show. Make sure you walk up and tell them thank you for having this show, because it's for the industry. It's for all of us. It's not just for the people that are buying the ticket. The whole industry needs this. It's a shot in the arm for us. It's good. because, you know, we've been going through this weather and all this stuff right now, and it's kind of cool to have something we can all gather around, right, Pat, and come and have fun.
Yeah, just come on over and have fun, you know? I mean, there's enough stuff going on in the world right now and everywhere that, you know, it's all gets you nervous. This is just all fun. Walk around and take your time and bring the kids, you know, come down, buy your tackle, come back the next day, bring your wife, bring your stroller. I don't care. I think at least a couple of days here is what's necessary to really see it and totally enjoy it. If you want to just come buy a reel and walk out and go home, that's your prerogative. But I think come down, relax, talk to everybody, immerse yourself in all that is the outdoors and sport fishing, and might expand your horizons a little bit about other styles of fishing and camping and
Yeah, something happened.
Overland. It's all here.
Something happened to their mics there, gang. It's bad.
I'm going to tell you, this is I got one booth sitting there from
Canada, and right next to them is the booth from Africa. So that's what we got going here.
Yeah.
Continent to continent.
Yep.
Well, make sure you say hi to Pat, Bill, and Bart when you come to the show. Let them know you've been watching our show, and let them know. And I will see you all there on Friday afternoon. I can't wait. Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Pat. Bill, go have fun. Go set this thing up. I'm ready to come. I'll be there on Friday. I can't wait to see you guys. Thanks for letting me be a part of the show, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you very, very much. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys Friday. Everybody watching the show, thank you very, very much for all your support. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'll have Larry Hansen and my beautiful wife, Kelly Girl, on the show tomorrow. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow at